everyone, it's Mike Mixon from Keyboardamerica.com and .co here in Lewis Beach, Delaware. We're going to take a first look at the new Genos. I've had a few days to play with it now, and I'm enjoying myself. And one thing I would like to say to you is if you own a Tyros 5, don't jump off a cliff. You have a great keyboard, and there's some differences between the Tyros and the Genos, but the bottom line is I think you'll find the new Genos to be a little more user-friendly, and I've noticed that some of the one-touch settings are a little better on some of the styles and things like that. Also some great new additions. And also, I was told at the meeting that any styles that are missing on the Genos from the Tyros at some point will be available to download, and they thought that was going to be free. And of course, there's some sounds in the Tyros that you have to find in the Genos, and that's on Legacy. And we'll take a quick look at how to do that too in this video to get any of the missing voices from the Tyros to the Genos, and they are built in. So let's get a little close-up look at the Genos, and also I'll be starting my Song of the Week in Buttons class, both on Tyros and Genos. Genos will be starting in about 2 weeks, so we'll get started in that as well. And we do have Genos in stock if you're ready to purchase one, and you can also sell your Tyros on our website. Just give me a call at 1-800-280-MIKE, and I can give you all the details for that. So let's take a look at the new Genos. Okay, so starting from right to left here, we have our voice select just like we do on the Tyros, with the left hold, the left, right 1, right 2, and right 3. And the adjustment for that. We've got our harmony and sustain button right there. And of course, one of the additions on the Genos are these 6 assignable buttons here, which is really nice. You can assign anything you want to come up on the screen when you push one of those. And here we have the home page, which I'm on right now, your menu button, style and voice, song, and playlist. Now there's no music finder on the new Genos, and we're working through that to start using the playlist. Of course, you have a touchscreen on the Genos, so you can pull up styles there and whatnot. You will use your home button to go back to home. We've got the 4 one-touch settings here and the 4 multi-pads here. This is really handy having it on the right side, moving the multi-pads over here, because you can use that with your right hand right there. Now all of the up and down buttons and the sliders have been moved over to the left side, and these are assignable now, so that's interesting as well. I'm not sure how much I would use the assignable there, but you know, that's right there too. Now they've added 2 more registration memories, so we now have 10 instead of 8, the memory button and the freeze button, which we're going to use quite a bit. The direct access button is great to have, and it was on your Tyros as well, because you can get to any page you need right away by hitting direct access. And of course, we've got our endings, our 4 variations, 3 intros, sync stop, sync start, start stop, and that's all the same. And we only have 1 recorder now, MIDI and audio, but there's only 1 recorder instead of having 2 on there, the MIDI record and whatnot. We've got your great microphone settings up here, your octave shift, the rotary assignable, which we'll get into in one of my videos. Modulation hold is new, and there's 3 articulation buttons on there now to match right 1, right 2, and right 3. Now I barely use my articulation buttons because you can get the articulation just by attacking the key a little differently. Okay, so your categories now are right here. There's no more buttons on the dashboard for the styles or the sounds. Everything's within the touchscreen. And it's on piano now. I can go to organ or acoustic guitar, wherever I want to go. If you want to get to those legacy sounds from the Tyros, you push this up arrow button here and go to page 2, and there are the legacy sounds in all categorized for you. So if, one of the ones that was missing I was looking for was the Hold It Fast organ, one of my favorite organ sounds on the Tyros. So that's how you get to the legacy sounds. And of course you can just hit piano and go back to piano, and there's 3 pages as well. Now you can still use the dial to spin between the pages, which is really nice, or you can use the touchscreen to change pages on there. We're going to hit now the style button over here, and there are a lot of new styles on the Tyros. The ballad category is missing, so there's no more ballad category. However, there are ballads within all the groups, and once again, those legacy styles should be available in the very near future. Now, I went into R&B, which is one of my favorite settings there, and I tried this Mr. Soul. That was pretty good. And I can use my one-touch setting to turn everything on, and my accompaniment, and just hit my intro button and get started here.
Put your hands together. All right. Everybody now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Intro 3. So that's in R and B. And of course, some of your great ones are still in here. We'll go through the pages here, and you want to do a little blues rock or an R&B shuffle. We'll hit our sync start and intro. So you can hear how great these intros and all are on there. When you want to go to a different category, you can just simply go to easy listening, or you want to go into country. It's all right there. Okay, so since there isn't a music finder, I started storing my settings for songs in my registration memory. I push number 7 right here, and this is a great song. And if you want to guess what the name of the song is, just email me at tyrosmike@hotmail.com. You can email me if you know the name of this song. Now I'm going to actually use my one-touch settings, so I'm going to turn my OTS link on to marry my 4 variations to my 4 one-touch setting sounds that Yamaha says will sound great with this style. can hear how beautiful it sounds. And once again, if you know the name of that song, email me at tyrosmike@hotmail.com without looking at the screen now too close. So there is a hint on the touchscreen there. Okay, so now as you store in here your settings for songs, they're going to be up in user. So right now preset is on user, my song settings are right in there. So that's an easy way to get to them. There also is now a favorites category that you can put your favorites in. So that's going to be really nice, and that will help alleviate from the music finder as well. Okay, one of the new categories is Oldies, and the first one on the list there is called A 60s Blue-Eyed Soul. I found that the first one I played is really great. Now all four variations are really good. Okay, so we did that song on the Tyros in one of my earlier Song of the Week in Buttons class, and we found a great style for it that we used. Okay, so a lot of the styles that are in the oldies came from the R&B from the Tyros 5, so you'll see a lot of familiar faces in there. This is a new one called Sing Along Dance Band. If you're a fan of the Mummers from the Mummers Day Parade in Philadelphia, then you'll love this style here. Okay, so now we're going to jump into jazz, which was jazz and swing on the Tyros 5. And once again, you'll see a lot of familiar faces in here. But here's a new one called Bang Crooner. Intro 2. Really nice style. Next one is Big Band Count, and I guess we're talking about a little Count Basie here. Intro 2, a little bit different. And we have a little big band ballad. You recognize that style from the Tyros. And there's some great organ stuff in here too, in the jazz section, which is really nice. There's one called an organ grinder. great in there too. And of course you're going to see a lot of familiar faces here and there as well. The swinging big band, the big band shuffle, Dixieland, ragtime. So they're in there as well. Latin section here. So we'll go into Latins. You'll see a few new ones in the Latin section as well. And there's 3 pages in the Latin section. You'll see some familiar faces in there as well. So as you can see, going through the new Genos, it's a redesigned Tyros 5 with some nice features, and I really like the sounds, and the one-touch settings are really, really much improved. But if you're taking my weekly lesson, you know we change these one-touch settings for each song that we do to match that song. But I'm probably going to be using some of theirs in there a little more frequently than I did on the Tyros 5. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the first look at the Genos here and comparing it with the Tyros and talking a little bit about that. We do have a couple Tyros 5s for sale on closeout. I am going to keep one for lessons. And of course, the Tyros 5 has features like the Organ World, which is not on the Genos, which I love to play all the organs that are in there. And also Music Finder. So, you know, there is some reasons to purchase a Tyros on there as well. And of course, the sounds and all are great on the Tyros as well. So, if you would like a new Genos, feel free to give us a call. There are limited availability right now, but we'll be glad to help you. And once again, if you're interested in a Tyros at a closeout price, give me a call on that. And I'll be releasing my Song of the Weekend Buttons class tomorrow. It's been a long, long time is our song tomorrow. And I'll be starting the Genos weekly lessons as well next week on the next week's song. So we can all get started, have some fun, and enjoy playing. So until next time, this is Mike Mixon at Keyboardamerica.com and .co saying have a great day, keep playing, and see you next week.